Hello there, we're back today in the £100 Nissan Micra, and we start this video with a question. Specifically, do you remember what this plastic thing is and where it goes, because it needs to be reinstalled? And secondly, equally important, do you know where the nuts and bolts are, because they're not down there in that silver tray where I originally put them? Oh dear. Welcome to CarSpyTV. Okay, so here's the situation. You may remember in a recent video that I changed the engine coolant on this car, and that meant removing this plastic panel from underneath the radiator, so I could remove the lower radiator hose and drain out all the coolant. And I think it's fair to say that job got just a little bit messy. Now, when I took this thing off, I put the nuts and bolts and clips and all that in the silver tray, ironically, so I wouldn't lose them. But later on, I did take them out because I lent this thing to my brother because he was doing a big job elsewhere and he had a greater need. And I specifically remember thinking, Stephen, put those nuts and bolts somewhere very, very safe. And I did, to be fair. I've put them somewhere so safe that no one on this planet can find them. Now, when I replaced the engine coolant on this car, I filled the radiator all the way to the top through the cap there. It couldn't take any more. What can happen sometimes is the level can drop off quite quickly as the engine is run, and if so, you need a top up. So let's see if we do in this case. Let's just remove the radiator cap and pop it up there. Right, let's have a look. Oh yeah, I can't see any coolant at all in there, so that definitely needs a top up. We also have to consider the engine coolant expansion tank, which is here on the near side wing. Where's the level? Yep, that is well below the maximum, so that needs a top up as well. Luckily I have some coolant left over. Now, shall we be brave and try and pour without a funnel? 2 chances. There we go. How much does it need is the big question. And quite a bit. Ooh. Perfect, all the way to the top. And now, as before, I'm just going to squeeze the lower radiator hose and try and get rid of any air in there. There we go. And let's just top up the expansion tank as well. Try not to spill it. That'll do. Now, can you see that piece of gravel just down there? Well, every time I tread on it, a dozen different spiders, all identical, scarper in every direction. In fact, one of the particularly adventurous ones went all the way up this fence post here. I wonder if those spiders have subscribed to CarSpyTV. And speaking of subscribing, just a little bit of housekeeping to keep you up to date. CarSpyTV has been doing quite well recently. We've been picking up subscribers at a quicker rate, and also we just had a record month in terms of total views, so good on you for watching. Now, if you haven't yet subscribed yourself, you're welcome to do so. It won't cost you anything, and it makes it easier to keep up to date with what's going on here. Speaking of which, we really must find those nuts and bolts. Now, I distinctly remember thinking put them somewhere safe, so where would be safe? Let's have a look down there. What's that? That's just broken bits of plastic. That's the ashtray. Nothing in there. Now, behave yourself. Right, now it's not those screws. They were dropped by an electrician on the driveway and he didn't notice, so I'm glad I did, otherwise punctures. How about the glove box? No, not in there. Driver's side door card. Can you see anything? No. Grab hand. Oh, I know where they are. I remembered. They're on the near side. Yes, look, they're in the grab handle for the near side front passenger door. Good. Mystery solved. Now it's difficult to get the camera under here, so I hope you can see all right. That cover goes about there, and then what we have is a combination of these plastic clips, one of which goes in there, hopefully. There we go. And another one that goes down here. And there is a third one which goes even further down there, but I can't even see where that's supposed to go at the moment. And then finally, we have this bolt, which is just a 10mm, and I may do something to stop that flapping around so much. There was a cable tie there originally, which I had to cut, so I may well replace that. But for now, let's do up this 10mm. And as I'm doing this, rust is falling down and landing on the floor in front of me. This car has seen better days. All right, good, that's all back together. Now, the other day, Mrs. CarSpyTV suggested that whereas I look after this car mechanically, I haven't cleaned it since the Jurassic age, and it's, quote, horrendously filthy. And to be fair, she does have a point. I'll show you. So here on the roof we have this green stuff all the way along here, which I've been carefully cultivating, in quotes, and it's a similar story, well, all the way along here, to be honest. And if we have a look at the bonnet, well, that's filthy all over, particularly on the edge there. There's a little bit of damage there. That was done before I bought the car. And if we have a look on the offside rear window, for some reason birds have taken a particular liking to that one. And indeed that one. So, yes, all right, I'll give it a quick clean. So there we go. I can no longer see any dirt on this car, but instead I can see all the rust the dirt was covering. For example, just around the edge of the window around there, it's bubbling up. But considering this car's from the year 2000, it's not too bad. I think most of the corrosion is underneath, to be honest. That one needs a good clean too. Anyway, I've got to go indoors now and do some things that don't involve engine coolant, lost nuts and bolts, a very dirty car, and crawling around on the floor. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.